Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to be looking at web design agencies,
Okay.
and specifically,
Yeah.
how to choose the right one when you're trying to build a new website for your company.
All right.
We've got a ton of great advice here
Cool.
from various experts.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right in.
So one of the things that's really interesting about this process is that it's not as simple as
Right.
going on the web and picking an agency website that you think looks cool.
Uh,
It's actually a very strategic decision.
yeah.
And the strategy starts with you.
With me.
Yeah, with you, not with the agency.
Okay, interesting. What does that mean? What do you mean by that?
So you need to before you even start looking at agencies, you need to have a really, really clear understanding of what is the objective of your website?
Okay.
What are you trying to achieve with this website?
Yeah, are we talking about are we trying to boost sales or generate leads?
Yeah.
Or showcase our company's expertise or build brand awareness?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
I mean, those are all valid objectives,
Right.
but they each lead to very, very different
Yeah.
design and functionality choices for your website.
Yeah, like a website aimed at, driving e-commerce sales is going to completely different
Totally different.
than one that is,
Yeah,
that's
trying
what I
to
said.
build brand awareness.
yeah, build brand awareness
Right.
or something like that. Okay,
Yeah,
so
okay.
defining the why.
Defining the why is the first crucial step.
Okay, so we got our why.
You got your why, then
Yeah.
comes the often dreaded,
Uh,
but absolutely essential budget conversation.
yeah, budgets are scary.
Yeah, I mean, but you gotta have a realistic budget range in mind
Right.
before you even start contacting agencies.
Right. Okay, so
Yeah.
I've heard people say you shouldn't reveal your entire budget
Oh yeah,
to an agency right away.
for sure.
Is
Yeah.
there any truth to that?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, this is a tactic that
Yeah.
some companies use
Oh.
to encourage agencies to get more creative
Right.
and be more efficient with their proposals.
Right.
The idea is to reveal, say,
Okay.
75 to 90% of your actual budget,
Interesting.
leaving, a little bit of room for negotiation
Okay.
or for unexpected features that might come up.
So I can see how that might work, but isn't that a little risky?
Uh-huh.
What if the agency comes back with a proposal that's
Look.
totally bare bones
Right.
and doesn't actually meet my needs?
That's a valid concern.
Okay.
The key here is communication.
Mm-hmm.
When you're presenting your budget range,
Yeah.
be really, really clear about your must-have features
Okay.
and functionalities.
Yeah. That's
Explain that you're looking for the best possible value
Yeah.
within that range and that you're open to discussing additional features if they,
Yeah.
offer a significant
If they make sense.
return on investment.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So it's a balance of getting the most bang for your buck, but also leaving a little
Right.
wiggle room.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
it's almost like a psychological game
Yeah.
in a way.
Okay.
By holding back a little bit of your budget, you're tapping into that scarcity principle.
Interesting.
Agencies are much more likely to put their best foot forward
Right.
and come up with really innovative solutions when they know resources are limited.
I like that.
Yeah?
That's a good tip.
It's a little strategy.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we got our objective.
You got your
We
objective.
got our budget range.
You got your budget range.
What's next?
So now it's time to delve into the world of pricing and fees,
Okay.
which can often feel like a labyrinth
Yeah.
of confusing jargon
Yeah.
and hidden costs.
I hate that.
But don't worry, we'll help you navigate it.
Okay, good. Because I've always wondered, why is it
Yeah.
so hard to get a straight answer
I know.
about pricing from these agencies?
Yeah.
They always seem to be dancing around the topic,
Yeah.
making it so hard to compare apples to apples.
You're absolutely right. And there's a reason for that.
Okay.
Reputable agencies, they avoid just throwing out a number
Okay.
before they've had a chance to really understand your needs and your objectives.
So it all goes back to that.
It all comes back to the why.
Yeah. Defining the
You've got
website's purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A good agency will want to have a really thorough conversation with you,
Uh-huh.
ask probing questions about your business,
Yeah.
your target audience, your long-term goals.
Right.
They want to make sure they're the right fit
Yeah.
for the project
Right.
and that they can actually deliver a solution
Yeah.
that meets your needs.
Okay. That makes sense. But I mean,
Yeah,
it can still be frustrating
it's frustrating.
when you're just
Yeah.
give me a ballpark.
Give me a number.
I just want a number.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
But think of it this way.
Okay.
an agency that readily throws out a price without truly understanding your project,
Yeah.
they're probably more interested in like a quick sale
Right.
than in like a long-term partnership.
Okay.
They might not be invested in your success beyond that initial website launch.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
So the more questions they ask, the better.
Generally speaking, yes.
Okay.
It shows that they're taking the time to really understand your business and your vision.
Right.
But it's also important to ask the right questions yourself.
Okay.
Especially about their fees.
I go like, what kind of questions should I be asking?
So for instance, like how do they handle unscheduled updates or content changes?
Yeah.
Are you going to get hit with like unexpected fees
I hate that.
for basic site maintenance?
Yeah.
Do they bill hourly, monthly,
Right.
or on a project basis?
Yeah.
What's their policy on design revisions?
Yeah.
These are all crucial questions
Yeah.
that can impact the overall cost of your website.
It's like understanding the fine print, not just
Absolutely. It's a two-way street.
Okay.
They need to understand your needs, and you need to understand their pricing structure.
Gotcha.
And remember, a comprehensive website, quote, should include way more than just a price tag.
Okay.
It should outline all the essential elements that they're going to be delivering.
Right.
Like, you know, will you have a dedicated project manager?
Okay.
Will the design be responsive so that it works seamlessly on all devices? Will you have optimized loading times?
Okay.
A clear content structure.
Got it.
Strategies for search engine optimization, you
Yeah.
know, SEO.
Yeah.
Think of it as like checklist.
Right.
To make sure you're getting everything you need for a successful online presence.
Makes sense. So we talked about budgets and we talked about pricing.
Right.
What else should we be looking at
Yeah.
when we are evaluating web design agencies?
Sure.
Like, is it all about portfolios and flashy design?
While a strong portfolio is definitely important,
Uh-huh.
it's not the only factor to consider.
Okay.
Remember, you're looking for a partner,
Right.
not just a pretty website.
So how do we go beyond the surface
Yeah.
and really assess an agency's, you know,
Mm-hmm.
competence and compatibility?
So one of the best ways to do that is to schedule an in-person meeting.
Yeah, all of our sources
Yeah.
really emphasize that.
Absolutely.
Like a good agency will be proactive
Yeah, they should reach out.
about setting up that face-to-face
For sure.
interaction.
Absolutely. It gives you a chance to get a feel for the agency's culture,
Yeah,
their communication style,
right.
and whether you just feel comfortable working with them.
Like a first date for your website.
It is like a first date.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so what kind of vibes should we be looking for
Yeah.
during this website first date?
Pay attention to how they engage with you.
Oh, okay.
Do they actively listen
Mm-hmm.
to your ideas and concerns? Do they ask thoughtful questions
Right.
about your business goals
Got it.
and your target audience?
It's more than just nodding their heads and smiling.
More than just nodding and smiling, exactly.
Okay.
You want an agency that's curious,
Yeah.
engaged, and genuinely interested in helping you succeed.
Right. And not afraid to, you know,
And don't be shy.
ask us tough questions either.
Absolutely. Yeah, ask them tough questions too.
Yeah. Okay. So what kind of questions should we be asking?
So don't hesitate to ask about their company background,
Okay.
their experience in your specific industry,
Uh-huh.
and their approach to project management.
Right.
How do they handle communication and feedback?
Okay.
What are their typical timelines? Like,
All the like practical nuts and bolts questions
this is a nuts
that
thing.
can like make or break a project.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And of course,
Of
we'll
course.
want to see their portfolio.
You want to see that portfolio for sure.
But like, what should we be looking for
Yeah.
beyond just the aesthetics?
So look for examples of websites that align with your goals
Okay.
and your target audience.
Uh-huh.
Have they worked with businesses similar to yours?
Gotcha.
Have they tackled challenges
All right.
that resonate with your own?
You know, I've always kind of thought like a specialized portfolio is better.
Uh-huh.
Like if I'm building an e-commerce site,
Right.
I should look for an agency that only builds e-commerce sites.
Right. That's a common misconception.
Oh, really?
But it's not necessarily true.
Oh.
A diverse portfolio can actually be a sign of strength.
Huh. I would have thought it'd be the opposite.
I know it seems counterintuitive,
Yeah.
but a diverse portfolio shows that the agency is adaptable
Okay.
and creative and client-centric.
Okay.
They're not just applying a cookie-cutter approach to every project.
So they're not afraid to kind of step outside their comfort zone
Right, they're problem solvers.
and tailor their approach
Yeah.
to each client's needs.
They're problem solvers, not just designers.
Okay, I like that.
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm curious about this idea of personal responsibility.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So who is going to be your primary point of contact at the agency?
Okay.
Who's going to be the champion for your project?
Uh-huh.
Making sure everything runs smoothly,
Right.
that your needs are met.
I guess I never really thought about that.
Yeah.
I just kind of assumed it would be
Uh,
the project manager or the lead designer.
yeah, it could be.
Okay.
But it's important to have that clarity up front.
Right.
Knowing who you can turn to with
Yeah.
questions or concerns can make a huge difference
Exactly.
in the overall success of your project.
It's like having that direct line of communication
Exactly.
and knowing that someone is accountable
Absolutely.
for my website.
It builds trust,
Oh, yeah.
and it ensures that everyone is on the same page.
Gotcha.
And speaking of teams,
Yeah.
another question to consider is whether the agency works with an in-house team,
Okay.
partner, companies,
Uh-huh.
or freelancers.
Are there pros and cons to each approach?
There are definitely pros and cons to each approach.
Okay.
So an in-house team can offer tighter integration,
Right.
smoother communication,
Yeah.
but a network of trusted partners or freelancers
Mhm.
can bring specialized expertise to the table,
Right.
especially for projects that require very specific skills.
So there's no like right or wrong answer.
There's no right or wrong.
It just depends
It depends
on the agency of the project.
on the agency structure and the specific needs of your project.
Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly.
One thing that our sources did caution against
Yeah.
was like the one person show scenario
Oh, the one-person show, yeah.
where it's like one person
Yeah.
handles everything
Yeah, that can be tough.
from design and development to like
Yeah.
content and marketing.
Yeah. I mean, while it might seem cost-effective
Yeah.
at first, it can lead to bottlenecks and delays
Right.
and a lack of specialized expertise.
Like trying to juggle chainsaws
It's like juggling chainsaws
while riding a unicycle.
while riding a unicycle.
Yeah, I think I'll
Maybe not the best approach.
stick with agencies that have
Right.
a few more people.
Yeah, a little bit more manpower.
Okay, cool. So now let's talk about something that I think is often overlooked,
Okay.
but is absolutely crucial for, long-term success with your website,
Yeah.
ongoing support,
Ongoing support.
and content management.
Yeah, this is where things get real for a lot of people.
This is where I get anxious.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
yeah.
not a tech whiz.
I get it.
And the thought of, like, managing a website
Right.
after it's launched
Yeah.
makes me, like, break out in a cold sweat.
I understand, but don't worry, there are solutions for that.
Oh,
A good agency will provide clear and accessible support,
Uh-huh.
even after your website goes live.
So what kind of support options are we talking about?
So it could be a ticketing system,
Okay.
email support, phone consultations, or even like a dedicated account manager.
Right.
The key is to choose an agency
Okay.
that offers a support model
Right.
that aligns with your needs and your comfort level.
And what about content management?
Yeah.
I've heard of CMS systems,
Yeah.
but I'm not really sure
Right.
what they are or why they matter.
So a content management system, or CMS,
Yeah, cool.
is basically a user-friendly interface
Uh-huh.
that allows you to update and manage
Okay.
your website's content
Right.
without needing to know any code.
Okay.
Think of it like as the control panel for your website.
So instead of like calling the agency every time I need to make a little change, I
Exactly.
can just log in and do it myself.
That's the idea.
Okay.
Yeah, there are tons of different CMS options out there,
Uh-huh.
each with its own strengths and weaknesses.
Okay.
Some are more intuitive than others, and
Right.
some offer more flexibility
Yeah.
in terms of design and functionality.
So how do we choose the right one?
Yeah, that's a conversation. Okay.
To have with your chosen agency,
Right.
they can recommend a CMS that aligns with your website's goals,
Okay.
your budget, and your technical expertise.
It sounds like finding the right web design agency
Yeah.
is about so much more
It is.
than just like picking the one with the prettiest designs.
You're absolutely right. It's about finding a partner
Right.
who understands your business, your vision,
Yeah.
and your long-term goals.
Right.
It's about finding a team you trust,
Uh-huh.
a process that works for you,
Okay.
and a support system that gives you peace of mind.
Okay, so we covered a lot of ground here
We did.
in our deep dive into choosing the right web design agency.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a lot to think about.
it is a lot to think about.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a much clearer understanding of like
Yeah.
what to actually look for now.
That's great to hear.
So,
It's a complex process,
yeah.
but with the right knowledge and a bit of preparation,
Right.
it could be a really rewarding one.
Okay, so let's recap here.
What are like the key takeaways
Yeah.
for our listeners who are like
Oh.
ready to embark on this journey?
Yeah.
What are the most important things to keep in mind?
So first and foremost, always start with your objective.
Right.
What do you want this website to achieve for your business?
Okay.
Once you have that clarity,
Uh-huh.
then you can start thinking about budget features,
Yeah.
functionality.
It's about building a website that aligns with my business goals,
Exactly.
not just one that looks cool.
Not just a pretty website.
Right. Okay.
Then it's time to dive into the world of agencies,
Uh-huh.
armed with the right questions
Yes.
and a discerning eye.
Okay.
Look for agencies that are proactive,
Right.
that listen attentively,
Yeah.
and that ask insightful questions about your business.
Like we talked about that in-person meeting.
That in-person meeting is crucial.
Like a first date for your website.
It is like a first date. You want to get a feel for their personality, their communication style,
Mhm.
and whether you just feel comfortable working with them.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to like request detailed proposals.
For sure.
Review portfolios carefully.
Yeah,
Talk to past clients.
absolutely. And remember, a diverse portfolio can actually be a good sign.
Right.
It shows that they're adaptable and client-centric.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we also talked about how important it is to know who your point of contact will be
Oh, yeah, that's key.
at the agency.
Yeah,
Having that clear line of communication
it makes all the difference.
and knowing that someone is accountable for your project.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
huge.
And then don't underestimate the importance of ongoing support
Support is key.
and content management.
Yeah,
Choose an agency that offers a support model that fits your needs
for sure.
and a content management system that you feel comfortable using.
Exactly.
And finally, we talked about setting clear expectations
Clear expectation.
and realistic deadlines from the get-go.
So important. Yeah,
Yeah.
choosing a web design agency is an investment, not just an expense.
Right.
It's about finding a partner who understands your vision
Okay.
and helps you succeed online.
So to our listeners out there who are ready to take the plunge,
Yeah.
we hope this deep dive has equipped you with the knowledge and the confidence to choose the perfect agency partner.
You got this.
Good luck and happy website building.
Happy website building.